Good morning, my dear students and viewers, and supporting me by means of subscribing and also inspiring me. Most of them are asking me to give lectures in various subjects which I have delivered in Ethiopia, especially in Gondar University. I know my students have been more than even they know very well my products. 60% of my basic degree subjects have been delivered by me, and also in Haramaya University too. So by means of this your support, I am just making my lecture continuation to the tablet which I gave in last lecture regarding the compression and about the various parameters which has to be handled in the in-process checking, and about the operation single punch, rotary punches and fast machine. Still there are many advanced techniques are there, but still I have just given some idea of a basic for the degree level. And today we are going to discuss about the granulation and additives, which is because also we have to know about why we need granulation for any type of compression of tablets, and how the granulation plays an important role for giving a compaction of a tablet. And there are different types of procedure to prepare wet granulation, dry granulation, direct compression method, and this how they what type of components how they can be followed. Some procedures before in a degree level a student goes to an industry for training, he should have a basic knowledge about these things. And additives and additives or excipients, which we have already studied in detail in pharmaceutics 1 in your previous semesters or previous years, but still we have to come across some of the additives in tablets, how you are using it. And there are various techniques are there for granulation, and even nowadays the granules are even made in sphere forms also by means of various machines that also we used to discuss here. And granules are compressed into tablets, and some of the granules are coated and it can be filled in hard gelatin capsules, and also you might have seen in the market. So new technology have been applied in pharmaceutical industry and developed more at present the recent years. We have gone to an amazing level for different types of formulations in development. And even see now we are coming to the tablet granulation. The basic characters, the characteristic of a tablet that makes it a popular dosage form. Example, its compactness, physical stability, rapid production capability, chemical stability and efficacy are in general dictated primarily by the qualities of the granulation from which it is made. Quality of the granulation plays a major role to give all this property and to withstand the quality of a tablet. Basically stated, materials intended for compaction into a tablet must possess two main characters. One is fluidity and compressibility. You might have remember that is we discussed about this in the compression section itself. We were discussing about what is the advantage of the flow property, and it is improved by means of using mechanical hopper, feed frame. These all have been used because die filling plays a major role for hardness of the tablet, uniformity of the tablet, weight variations, and even it affects directly the disintegration time, dissolution time. So the important parameter for filling of the dyes is placed by means of its flow property. So fluidity of the mixed content can be uniform by means of granulation. Compressibility, you can just imagine my example. When you take a sand and if you make a catch like this, can the shape be like this? No. When you release, it will become sand again, dried sand. But at the same time, if you take a clay and hold like this, it will give the same shape for some time. Why? Compressibility of that particular material, moisture content, and its flexibility and its adhering capacity of the granules or the particles which is present in the clay makes the shape. So that's what we are giving here, compressibility. So the efficiency of the compressibility and fluidity can be achieved by means of granulation. I hope you got my point. To a great extent, these properties are required by compression machine design. Even the design also. You see the picture which I am showing, you might have studied in your physical pharmacy. Angle of force, that means the flow property by powder, and you see that the two compression punches, an arrow which I showed in the dye, the powder which is mixed, see, upper punch coming down and compressing, and showing that lower punch is going up for compression, and there are granules which I kept there. I just put A and B a design to show that granules, uniformity and granules, if they are there, the size of the granules also plays a major role. Porous between the gap, air gaps, compression which gives weight variation, quantity, capacity of filling the dye. If the size is more, 2-3 granules is sufficient to fill, because others, and fine is more, it needs more amount. So there are many basic physico-chemical parameters and properties is needed to why we want to make a granules before compression. I hope why we have to make into granules before compression. This is the important question for the student before going into the subject inside. Granulation properties, particle size and shape plays a major role, just now we told. The particle size of a granulation is known as affect the average weight, average tablet weight variation, disintegration time, granule friability, granulation flow ability, and drying rate kinetics of wet granulations. Okay, the exact effect of granule size and size distribution on requirement, bulk granulation characteristic, the final tabulate characteristic depend upon the formulation ingredients and their concentrations, as well as the type of granulation equipment and processing conditions employed. And surface area, you might have studied in your pharmaceutical engineering. When pulverization, powdering, when you reduce the size, surface area is increased. It will be helpful for extraction, and compaction also it is helpful. So the determination of surface area in finely milled drug powder may be of value for drugs that have only limited water solubility. In the cases particle size and especially the surface area of the drug can have a significant effect upon dissolution rate. So dissolution rate plays a major role in surface area. How it will get solubilized. You might have studied the powder or size reduction makes the surface area to be open to the face of the solvent. Density, granule density may influence compressibility. Density, tablet porosity, the picture which shows tablet porosity, granules are large and porosity increases the dissolution and other properties are influenced. And hard granules may require high compressibility loads, pressure to produce a cohesive compact, let alone tablets of acceptable appearance that are free from visible granule boundaries. The higher compression load in turn has the potential compression of increasing the tablet disintegration and drug dissolution time. Disintegration and drug dissolution time automatically influenced. So strength and friability. A granule is an aggregation of component particles that is held together by bonds of infinite strength. The strength of a wet granule is due mainly to the surface tension of the liquid and the capillary forces. Surface tension of the liquid and the capillary forces. These forces are responsible for initial agglomeration of wet powder. Upon drying, the granules has strong bonds resulting from fusion of recrystallization of particles and the curing of adhesive and binder. Granule strength and friability are important as they affect changes in particle size distribution of granulations and consequently compressibility into cohesive tablets. When determining relative measures of granule strength, two distinct types of measurement can be made. Perhaps the one most commonly used in that of compression strength. You have to remember how the physical chemical properties are having influence in the granulation and tablet formulation. Flow properties. The flow property of result that many forces, solid particles attracts one another. The force attracting between particles when they in contact are predominantly surface forces. There are many types of forces that can act between solid particles. One is frictional forces, surface tension forces, mechanical forces caused by interlocking of particles of irregular shape, electrostatic forces and cohesive or van der Waals forces. All these forces can affect flow property of a solid. Compaction, the process of consolidation and compacting powder or granule materials to form a tablet is complex owing to the numerous internal events that act simultaneously. The basic tool that has been developed for studying the compression process is the instrumented tablet press. Tablet presses are instrumented by affixing transducers to measure the force applied during the compression process. The signal produced by the transducer system are then monitored by some means, most recently by a computer. So that much advanced you can find out what all the problems and diagnosis can be done in the machine, and clearly you can find a solution. Granulation purpose now. Why you need granulation? What purpose you need granulation before compression of a tablet? Prevents segregation of the tablet in the drug excipient powder mixture. It prevents segregation, promoting uniformity, which leads to tablet uniformity in the weight, and controls the weight variation, and improves powder flow, dye filling, improves the ability to compress the powder mix, reduce hazards of toxic dust associated with some dangerous drugs, reduce moisture absorption by hygroscopic drugs, degradation and flow. So these all are advantage by granulation. And why we need granulation? The answer: particle size, effect, reduce volume compared to powder. When you make it a granule, to make storage, shipping easier. Primarily powder particles try to say that 3 times fast are sucked together to form granules, 0.2 to 4 millimeter diameter particles. First, the drug and excipients are mixed in dry powder form. Then granules are formed either by adding granulating liquid or a starch or paste or a polymer. Wet granulation can be done in that manner, or by combination with ingredient which allows adherent mass to form dry granulation. No liquid, if suppose no liquid can be used, means you can use some excipients which can give compaction for making the particles to aggregates, and to make granules can also be done. Useful materials: sucrose, starch, dextrin, co-crystallized, anhydrous lactose, spray-dried lactose, mannitol, especially chewable tablets can be used for mannitol. Microcrystalline cellulose also acts as a disintegrant by swelling themselves, and it will disintegrate the tablet like starch even. Dry granulation powders are mixed with excipients that will result in an increase in particle size and the properties that make compression possible. Avoid several steps of wet granulation procedure. In wet granulation we need to make paste, or we need to add water, we need to add another binding agent. All these things, the procedures will be long. But in dry granulation method, directly you can add some material which can give adherence capacity to our active ingredient and the other excipients, and mix into smaller particles of granules, and then it can be go for compression machine. Static and recovery of fine can be a problem in the dry granulation method. Fines which may be more, we have to be careful while doing. If the fines are more, binding into a tablet or a compressibility will be affected by means of fines which may be present there. And in dry granulation, the granules are then rolled into sheets. First the powder will be mixed in a planetary mixer, without adding any water or any type of paste or anything, and then it will be compressed in a roller machine. You might have studied in your roller machine, hammer machine, blade mills. These all you might have studied in your engineering, pharmaceutical engineering, while size reduction, cutting, compression, impact, attrition, like that, the basic principle of pulverization and powder you might have studied in your pharmaceutical engineering, in which you might have studied the roller mill, which will compress, press, and it will break, and the size reduction can be occur. Here also you can use a roller mill, rollers in between when the powder goes, and you are without friction. If you are having some compaction or some agglutinating agents, it will come like a strip. It can come like a strip. It will come like a slugs, solid slugs, and it can be broken into small pieces by means of multi-mill, and dry granules can be made. That is what I have written there in the slide. In dry granulation, the granules are then rolled into sheets, roller compaction, that can be crumbled, broken into flakes later, or form into chunks, slugs. So these are called as slugging. Finally, these bits of slugs or sheets can be sieved in an appropriate sieve, and size, a particular size of granules can be obtained, which will be ready for compression of tablets. Dry granulation method, without adding water or any type of solvents or liquids are not added, only powder, and which is added with some excipients or any substances which can give some agglutination, which can give some joining of the powder, and also which can give a dry granulation, which can make into flakes or make into sheets or make into slugs, and then it can be milled and it can be sieved into same dry granules and then undergo for compression of tablets. That's what we have written here, and you see this video, little idea you will get, because it's somewhat, what is this dry granulation, what is this roller mill? You see the advanced roller mill which is available, this roller mill, and it is just I have shown the picture of the roller mill parts. You can just see in the book or even in the video, can be get from the internet. You can just dry granulation process. How does it work? The roller mill made into a sheet. First step, powders are taken and it is mixed. You see the hopper we have seen in the previous compression, the hopper is in the down, he is having some gun or something, that is the down. When you put, you can see that, you see here, this is the person, he is having a gun. See my cursor I am showing, this one person is standing and he is putting that one gun like thing into the down. He has kept the powder or a mixed one from the planetary mixer and putting that stem or the gun inside. It sucks by vacuum, and the tube which goes to the top as a hopper. We are not putting inside the hopper, so to increase the flow property, to uniformity, understand? So don't think that is second step. Once it goes inside, it comes to the roller. You see the roller, from the hopper the powder is coming to the roller. Two rollers are rolling, compressing it and coming out like a flakes. See there, coming the second step, you can see there, I can see I am just putting past. See, it is coming through the rollers as sheet or flakes, that is called slugs. You can see that is the slugs which is coming down. In the third step, the slugs are crushed. In one machine itself you are getting granules. It is crushed by another blade. You can see there is a blade, that is multi-mill, which just crushed that, and here down there is a sieve. There is a sieve according to the size which you need, understand, and you will get dry granules. There is no water. So this is what you have to think it over, this place. What I am saying is, what is the disadvantages of powder? See, he is just putting a powder, it's not flowing properly, it makes some slowly, there is some friction, the flow property has been hindered of that powder. At the same time, after granules, you just see next step, the same person will take in the scoop of granules. This is powder. You see that angle flow property is disturbed. Advantages of granules, the same. This is granules, that is powder. How fast it is flowing. See that? And it's a hip. The angle is short and the flow property is increased. How nice. This is the dry granules. Just imagine. I think the student can understand very clearly if you watch this video how a powder and this granules, the flow property. Understand? It's a reality. The subject is very reality and practical. Once you observe and you understand, very simple. You can do more and more researches. You can go for the basic ones you need. If you know, you can go many things. Understand? So very simple subject. So next slide, just to show, that is only single machine. Here, usually when we are doing in industry, even I did this especially in Torrent when I was working in Kadi, in tablet department, we did Encestal, one tablet is there. I do remember now. I intended here to say about that. The Encestal tablet, which cannot use any water because it's an enzyme tablet, so slugs will be made by means of this roller compaction, slugs. And then after the slugs will be taken and you will be using for this multi-mill. These both are same machine, only to show the blade. There is two pictures which is shown here. You see here, this is the blade which is present in this multi-mill. And then this slugs will be put into this multi-mill and the multi-mill will crush them and down we will keep a sieve according to 32 or that granule size, it will come down. Fines will be also sometimes required, the fine fit will be put and others will be removed. No drying is not needed because if there is no water we have added, directly mixing and then compaction, making into slugs. The slugs are added to the multi-mill and crushed into granules and it will be taken to the compression area for compression tablets directly. So that's how, this is one picture to show you. So now we are coming to the wet granulation method. Wet granulation method, the process is very long and most of the tablet depends on wet granulation method. Most of them, maximum. So wet granulation, the powder is mixed with an granulating fluid, usually water, that helps makes the incompatibility incompressible, not compatibility, and compatibility also you have to see an incompressible powder into a solid mass that can subsequently be broken up into an appropriate size particles for compression into tablets. Useful for fluffy powder. Especially there is a powder which needs without water it cannot be compressible. Fluffy powder. The volume will be more because the porosity will be more and and it is very difficult for you to compressibility, so that you can go for wet granulation method with water or any solvents can be used which is feasible for according to the physicochemical property of the drug, it can be easily applicable. The fluffy powder, thermolabile compounds and powder that may generate a lot of static charge. Lots of experience in this industry with this method is needed. Multiple steps, lots of equipment, time, space, money, personal and material losses we can see in this method of wet granulation. In wet granulation, the granulating liquid must be volatile, so it can be removed easily. Generally, water is the best one. However, in some cases, organic solvent may be used in sustained release tablets. We are using organic solvents. Polymers can also be used, and wet granules are formed by forcing the wet mass through a sieve also and made into spheric forms, as I told, and also compressed. That is also we are going to study in this today topic. The solvent usually contains a dissolved binder, usually starch, dissolved binder, which holds the granules together after drying. Water takes longer to dry than organic solvents, but they are safer. Water is safe. After drying, the granules are screened to produce appropriate size particles by sieve, which can be compressed into tablets. Granulation mixtures are critical equipment because their capability, work input and processing time determine the future of the resulting granulation mass, amount of liquid and its dispersion. Wet granulation only. Intergranular and intragranular pore space between them, structure, degree of packing between or within the granules, spongy matrix of binder and drag is produced. And you are using fluidized bed dryer is the main one after for the binding and as well as granulation techniques, usually from the beginning for a long back. It's an old procedure which you are doing. Nowadays fluidized bed dryer is combined with granulators, combined with drying machines are also available, but still you should know what is fluidized bed granulator, fluidized bed dryer, which you might have studied drying in your pharmaceutical engineering. There will be lot of bags. You can see the picture which I have shown, fluidized bed dryer. Bottom they will keep the material which you are interested to dry and to granule, blowing the hot air from the bottom, which will be blow the air and circulate in the cyclone form, and it will be granulated, and as well as the drying material and the fines will be collected in the bags which is shown there. You can see the picture, schematic picture. There is a purging air, exhaust will be there, and flow. Filter house means there is an bags for collecting the fines which will be blown, can be collected by the bags, and fines will be added according to the pharmacist. How much percentage of fines should be needed before compression he will be calculating. You should have all this point in your mind, and you should see the picture very clearly. Fluidizing air means the air which is blown from the bottom, which will fluidize, which will circulate the powder in the air. You might have studied fluidized bed dryer and also fluidized, even you might have studied in size reduction also, cyclone size reductor, and there also fluidization, the circulation. It has the movements of the air by means of blowing through the nozzle of the force of the air, takes the granules and rotate in the air and gives a spherical shapes, and also it can be even used for spraying and coating also. You are using in many techniques in advanced pharmaceutical industry. But anyhow, basically you should know fluidized bed dryer means fluid air is blown from the bottom, which lifts the granules and remove the air, and you can just, there are parameters and meters, and even observe through the mirror which is kept there, a glass mirror which can observe the granules which is blowing inside, and the temperature of the body and also the moisture content of the granules can also be automatically identified. And previously we used to take samples and then we will go for moisture content evaluation in the in-process checking. But here in-process checking can be done in the instrument itself. They will give the report. If the moisture content is according to the parameters, according to the monograph, you can remove the powder and go for next step of compression. Making granules are more porous and have more binder on the outer surface, like a film of binder on the outer surface of the granules. This is due to the way they dry the granules quickly, pulling the solvent containing the binder to the particle surface by fluidized bed dryer or fluidized bed granulator. You have to use it. So now you can see there is some planetary mixture and fluidized bed dryer. I have just made a video just for your discussion. This is an Bombay engineering company which they made a planetary mixture. You see that planetary mixture means a planet, it rotates itself and it rotates the sun. So that is the main principle. That is why planetary mixture. You can see the blade, it rotates itself and it rotates the vessel also. It's a planetary mixture which is, we have our own machinery producing in Bombay, and many companies are putting, even Vision, you can see that how you are mixing it. After mixing only, you are making the solid powder granule by means of adding paste, and by means of technical experience we used to throw it, and if it is break one lump, then it will go far. If it doesn't break, then water is more. If it is fine, then water is less. So like that we will add the liquid needed for binding, and we used to make the tablet granulation in the industry. That is the old procedure. In this type of machine, we will put all the ingredients and the mixing, and water will be added, and water can be controlled. And you see that after mixing, that same vessel will be brought to here for drying. After granulation, this is called a fluidized bed dryer. In fluidized bed dryer, you see there is bottom air blowing, and the vessel, you see that the same vessel after mixing the powder, you see the mixed powder with the starch, paste and granule, and you want to dry it, means you have to just bring it in this tray by this trolley, and then add all the powder and fix it air tightly. You see, they will show you here down, just to show how from the bottom the air will be blown. And this is the bags which I told, fines, it will collect the fines, it will not. This is the bags. You see, even the pharmacist have to remove the bag for every, and the bag should be tied, and it should be lifted in this manner. There will be automatic switch, it goes up, and then after the powder mix, that is mixed powder or the mixed active ingredient and the resulting material, all these things will be taken in the vessel, and then after fine collecting, bags have been tied in the stainless steel chamber. The fluidized bed dryer lifted it by means of pressing the shoe, and this vessel will be inserted and airtight, and automatically when you put the switch, it just automatically fix airtight. You see that the clamp will be just lifted, or by means of pneumatic pressure this will close. There should not be any gap. You can see now it will get closed with the pneumatic pressure, just it has been closed. And then they will see the parameters, and they will see the temperature, they will see the moisture content, and this is the paste. Starch paste is made by means of this method, or polymers are also made as an binding. Binders are used, and binders can also be mixed, and it can be boiled, and it can be used for granulating. So these granules can be dried by means of feeding various parameters for granulation. Automatic machines by means of adding paste, adding the mixtures, and even you can see the parameters of making granules into according to the size, and it can be prepared. Now you see how he is operating the fluidized bed dryer. Just I have taken a video how he is operating, just for the students should see, and they will, once they are going to the industry, they can go for application very easily. And there are granulators like this, and after granulation, once they are making into paste and granules, then it has to be taken to the fluidized bed dryer for drying, and to maintain the moisture content for before compression. So after knowing that it is properly binder is added, and the binding paste, and as well as if they are maintained to prepare the agglomeration of the powdered various excipients, and it will be removed into this fluidized bed dryer chamber, and it will be taken to the drying section. So now they are removing, after making the granules, and they are removing to the vessel of the fluidized bed dryer. See, it is granules, but they have some moisture, that is why the flow property have been little disturbed. So they have to maintain the moisture content by means of taking them to fluidized bed dryer, just now before we have seen. And now this will be taken to the fluidized bed dryer, and there the air will be blown, hot air, purified hot air will be blown from the bottom, and there will be, due to the cyclone effect of like this fluidized bed dryer, 200 capacity, 200 kilograms capacity, which are used, and there are coating also can be used in this machine nowadays more. And you can see it is visible, you can see how the pharmacist is fixing the bags, fine bags. See, 2-3 times I am showing this video for fluidized bed dryer again and again, means students should know how much important this machine in tablet manufacturing, and also in pharmaceutical industry it plays a major role, and there are many designs of fluidized bed dryer are there. And these bags will collect the fines, it will not allow the fines to loose from the instrument due to some blowing of the air from the bottom. So now you see these fines will be collected in this bag, and then there is computer which is connected with this instrument. Down you have brought the granules are also, it is ready, and this is the bags are ready for collecting the fines after drying. While drying also they will not go, there will not be any loss. And they brought that granules which they brought from the granulator, and directly they are fixing to the new fluidized bed dryer. And the pharmacist is adjusting the speed, temperature, and the material, what is the pressure needed. You see it's working now, and you can see a light in the vision can be seen by this transparent glass, and how you see from the bottom the blowing of hot air pushes the granules up and down, which is visible for the pharmacist to show know that. And also you can take samples from outside, and it can be easily identified what is its moisture content can also be identified by the pharmacist before compression. So this instrument is very, very important. You can see some sensor can be kept, and it can be easily, temperature can be noted, and observation can be done by this mirror, and how the force, you see how it is blown up and down, and what is happening inside a schematic diagram in a computer, it can be seen, and where you have to, what type of adjustments you have to make, all the details will be projected in the screen, and then afterwards this will be taken and added. Before compression usually we will add glidants and lubricants have to be added for the protection of this die and the punches, so it will be added, and then mixing. See, because nowhere you are using any other hand or any tape scoop or anything which you are not using, because it may affect the sterility, because you are having, you have to be very careful when you are preparing medicine and drugs. So this will tumbler machine of mixing, tumbler type of mixing, upside down. See that it will rotate, they will rotate the vessel upside down, and the mixing will be taken place. And also even for removing also they will take, see now this is mixing, or even it will be upside down, and removing or evacuating or transferring to another vessel, another section. You can see it can be transferred by means of conveyor, even it will be brought down, and this tube will be taken to the quarantine or to the compression area. Directly it will be taken without any type of contamination by means of transportation, or by the vessel maybe sometimes, or the worker. So they will transfer to the particular quarantine place, and when the time comes according to the queue, the compression will be done. You see that? Then once he pushes the lever, immediately it is transferred to the another vessel. This is what the main video which we are seeing here. And now you see the method now we want to talk about is granulation we have seen, and the shape of the granules by mass, like this spear how you are making. There is another machine which is called murmurizer or murmurizer you can say. These are many advanced instruments are available now. You can see these videos in YouTube, you can watch again and again, so that you will get improvement in the tablet manufacturing. And this spheronization procedure, solid pellets starts with wet granulation. Rods are produced by extrusion, then round out and centrifugation and friction against rotating plates. So you see, in one line I have given all these things. So what will happen? You just imagine how you are making some a semi-solid mass. When it is pressured in an sieve, what will happen? It will come like a thread, like form will come. That is pasta or a semia or a noodles. It will come like a lengthy. That is called thread, like rods will come, and that you are taking and you are using in a rotating plastic plate or a metal plate which has pyramids. In a plate which is having many pyramids, if you see the plate, you have many pyramids in the plates. So when the pyramid is rotating, when the thread like thing fall on it, it will get cut into pieces and rotate into spheres. That is the main technique which they are using. That is what you have written here in one line. Solid pellets starts with a wet granulation, rods are produced and extrusion and rounded by centrifugal motion, friction against a rotating plate, you will get spheres. And you can see the spheronization is a process where extrudates that shape into round or sphere granules. Round or sphere granules. The machines in which this process takes place is called spheronizer or marmorizer, and but also name as marmorizer is often used. Marmorizer is the name given by Japanese Fuji Feudal, who invented this process when a predetermined amount of wet cylindrical exudate with irregular length introduced in marmorizer, and the rotate plates will cut and cylindrical exudate into segment into equal length. You can see the picture in the green color picture which I have given in this slide. The lengthy rods, when the rotating is there, first it will be cut into two pieces, then again rotated to a centrifuge, it becomes oval, and then it becomes square. So this is the shape of the semi-solid granules which is you are obtained. In the second phase, the edges of each cylindrical segment are rounded, and gradually the segment is turned from the cylindrical shape into an spherical shape. This deformation is caused by the collision of the particles with the plate and with the wall. Spheres with diameter ranging from 0.5 to 10 millimeter can be obtained in a spheronizer. Longer ones would result in poor product appearance, not round, and a lower product yield in size. So very narrow particle size distribution can be obtained by a spheronizer. So spheronizer is a very good technique which can be followed. So this is picture which I have drawn by means of observing what I did in Kedila. And Kedila, when I was using, they had in 1993, 92 I think so, they had this machine, but now it is advanced machine they are having. In that machine, first picture you can see the top view. There is one screw like thing which I have shown here. You can see my cursor. This here they will put the damp mass. You can see that is Fuji Pedal Co Limited from Japanese granulator, where a screw compression screw will be rotating automatically, and here you can see a granulating plate holes will be there in this place, and when you put the damp mass there and when you press it, you will get pasta like or like small thread like the semi-solid will be formed. Understand? Like thread or like noodles, like some pasta. It likes a semi-solid lengthy, because when your damp mass is pressed by the screw, when it coming out, it will come like a thread, and that will be collected, and then it will be added to this marmolizer or a spheronizer, marmolizer or spheronizer granulator. You can see the picture, the second one here, the side view. Here you can see in this place there is a plate which I have shown here. There is a plate which is rotating. This is a prism. All the square which I made lines, which is the lines which I made is prisms, which is projected prisms. So when the thread like thing which falls on the rotating speed, not very fast. Very fast means the size, according to the speed, the size of the granules can be adjusted. So that is also a pharmacist will be knowing what speed should be used. So the rotational, the centrifugal force makes them to spear, and the thread like thing will be cut into pieces and oval and then round, and that pieces you want to make its size. Coming to the mechanical siever, you can see the sieve, 12 sieve, 16 sieve or 30 sieve or 44 sieve, like that you can keep whatever the sieve you like, mechanical shaker sieve, and there they will put the third machine. The dried granules from the tray, it will be transferred to this sieve, and then you will get uniform round granules. If you want to coat and pack in the capsules, you can go for that. Otherwise, simply you can sieve it, go for compression. Understand? Uniform and compaction will be very easy, and you will get very uniform tablet and uniform tablet weight, disintegration time, everything parameters if they check, and it will be having very good quality, and tablet formulation can be obtained by this spheronization. So Fuji Pedal Co. Limited, Japanese Gyokto, Asaka, Japan granulator, the powder raw material are made into damp mass, as I told, and fed in as shown in the picture figure, and the screw will be tightened. The thread long granule screw will be tightened, mass will be collected in the tray at the screw conveyor, and the pre-granules are now fed to the marmalizer or the spheronizer, where the grooved internal projected prisms rotating in this clockwise direction, real granules will be required, will be spheronized. The size and the shape of the granules are obtained by controlling the speed of the marmalizer or the spheronizer grooves. Speed, very important. Can obtain the controlling the speed, it can give the internal rotation of the plate, will give the size and the shape of the granules. The exact size separation of the granules can be done by means of mechanical shifter, CAD-MAG, as shown in the figure, can be done. And now you see, this is also one video which I have taken, how the marmalizer, which I just explained. It is a small sample machine, but usually we are using big machine in the manufacturing. This is a sample machine. You can see the powder or the granules which is fed with an already added with the binder. You can see it is not a fine powder, it is a granules which is added, it is mixed with the binder. It's added into the marmalizer to get the pasta, like you see it compress and pass through the sieve, pass through the hole, and you can see that rod shape or pasta or noodles like shape, lengthy needle shape. You can see that pasta or the semi-solid which is moving, it has binder. So that's why you are getting this type of projected, that is holes, like how you prepare in the food of various preparations which you are using by rice powder. Same thing, this also can be done. So this is same thing, and then this will be taken to the spheronizer or the marmalizer which you studied, when there will be prisms of rotating, the speed will rotate and make spears. Just you can see that after collecting all this rod shape, they have brought this one to the next. This is called Kawa extrudator, and this will be brought to the next one, spheronizer. This is spheronizer. You see, he puts it inside, and there is projected plate, and cutting is not necessary. When you put inside, turn the spheronizer, it just rotates, the speed is controlled, not very high speed, and so that you will get uniform granules, run about 4 to 5 minutes by the same speed, and then you can collect by the board. And that collection is again shown in another way, how he is collecting. You will collect here, same picture, and when you perfect spheres, it is perfect spheres is obtained. This is what I just explained in the last slide, how we are using 3 machines, and how the spheronizer and filtered and the prisms of and the spheres are obtained. So dry granulation advantages: useful for moisture sensitive drugs, fewer steps are equipped than wet granulation. Equipment, fewer steps, and equipments are used than wet granulation. Easy, less loss of material, transfer step, mixture granules, maybe less expensive and less time consuming. Dry granulation disadvantage, lots of force used to compress the dry mixture. This energy input can alter crystal. From recall that polymerization of drug can their effect in the therapeutic effect also. Disadvantage, makes very hard granule disintegration, dissolution time can be affected. Recall that they can affect the pharmacokinetic of the drug absorption. It can also affect and may generate static poor powder flow, which filling of the dye can affect in the compression area, exploding risk, and some mixtures need special safety equipment, space, money, all these things expensive, and drug excipient mix must be compressible on its own. Limits which excipients can be used. So wet granulation advantage, traditional method, as I told, traditional method works well in many drugs because it is imparts compressibility, useful for fluffy powder that does not flow well or mixed well, they thus improving uniformity. Important for potent low dose drugs, wide range of availability excipients. Wet granulation disadvantages, some drugs are moisture sensitive, you cannot use water, you cannot use ester hydrolysis, heating sensitivity will be there, and need to use a binder in the exception mix. Extra steps for drying and resizing equipment, labor, material losses, potential for contamination, more time and exposure expense, possible migration during drying and resulting in granules with uneven drug distribution. A problem once those granules are resized, loss of uniformity. And additives and excipients, I have just added some points, I am just going to, because already you might have seen in previous subjects. An addition to the active or therapeutic ingredient, tablet contains a number of insert materials. They are known as additives or excipients. You know that, other than active principle. The additives can classified according to the part that they play in the finished tablets. This which helps to impact satisfactory processing and the compressing characteristic to the formation. They are diluents, binders, glidants and lubricants. Very important for before compression. Diluents to increase the bulkness, binders to agglomerate the powders, glidants to reduce the friction over the dyes, lubricants which are used for friction over the punches for sticking, picking, and these all can be reduced by means of adding glidants and lubricants. Remember, this you might have studied before. I am just repeating you to remember your previous classes or previous years what you studied. Those which helps to keep additional desirable physical characters to finished tablets. They are disintegrators, colors. This also. In case chewable tablet, flavors and sweetening agents also needed. In case controlled release tablet, polymers, waxes and other solubility retarding substances also, materials can also be added. Diluents in general, they increase the bulkiness. Frequently the single dose of an active ingredient in small, very minute quantity and an insert, a small substance is added to increase the bulkiness in order to make it the tablet to the practical size of compression. You need to add some diluent. Diluents used dicalcium phosphate, calcium sulfate, lactose, cellulose, kaolin, mannitol, sodium chloride, dry starch and powdered sugar. Certain diluents such as mannitol, lactose, sorbitol, sucrose and inositol, when present in sufficient quantity, can impart properties of some compressibility tablets, and they permit disintegration in the mouth by chewing. Such tablets commonly are called as chewable tablets. Binders, agents used to impact the cohesive active qualities to the powder materials and referred to a binder or granulators. They impart cohesiveness to the tablet formulation and ensures the tablet remaining intact after compression, as well as improving the free-flowing qualities by the formulation of granules of desired hardness and size. Materials commonly used as binder include starch, gelatin and sugar as sucrose, glucose, dextrose, molasses and lactose. Natural and synthetic gums like acacia, sodium alginate extract of Irish moss, pawar gum, guati gum, mucilage of isobol husk and carboxymethyl cellulose, methyl cellulose, polyvinyl prolidone, vagum and large asparagallactin. And lubricants have a number of frictions in the tablet manufacturing. They prevents the adhering of the tablet material in the surface with dye and punches. Reducing their particle friction facilitates the ejection of the tablet from the dye cavity and may improve the rate of flow of the tablet granulation. Commonly used lubricants such as talc, magnesium stearate, calcium stearate, stearic acid, hydrogenated vegetable oil and polyethyl glycol (PEG). And most lubricants, with an exception of the talc, or concentration is less than 1% than use alone. Talc may require concentration as high as 5%. Poor selection or excessive amounts can result in waterproofing the tablet, resulting poor tablet disintegration and or delayed dissolution in the drug substances. So you have to be careful in the percentage of addition of lubricants. Glidants. A glidant is a substance which improves the flow characteristic of a powder mixture. These materials also are added in the dry state just prior to the compression. Colloidal silica dioxide is the most commonly used glidants and generally is used in low concentration of 1% or less. Talc also used and may serve as a dual purpose of as lubricant and glidant. So disintegration now, disintegrators, there are disintegration is needed for the tablet and dissolution is also, disintegration is the first step before dissolution. A disintegrant is a substance or mixed with added with the tablet to facilitate and to break up or disintegrate after administration up to the disintegration after administration. And the activity ingredient must released from the matrix of the tablet efficiently as possible to allow a rapid dissolution. So materials serving as a disintegrants have been classified chemically as starch, clay, cellulose, algin, gums and cross-linked polymers. The oldest and still the most common disintegrant are corn and potato starch, which have well dried and powdered. Starch has a great affinity for the water and swells, then moisten and facilitate to rupture the tablet matrix when it swells. Also, the spear shape of the starch grains increases the porosity of the tablet, thus promoting capillary action for sucking the water from wherever the intestine and it breaks. So starch 5% is suggested, but if more rapid disintegration is required or desired, this amount may be increased up to 10 to 15%. Other than starch disintegrant, use of vegan, methyl cellulose, agar, bentonite, cellulose and wood products, natural sponge, caution, exchange resin, alginic acid, guar gum, citrus pulp and carboxymethyl cellulose. The disintegrating agent usually is mixed with active ingredient and diluent prior to granulation. In some cases, it may be disadvantage to divide the starch into two portions because starch can be used as a binding also. One part is added in the powder formula prior to the granulation and remain mixed with the lubricant added to the prior compression, and the corporation of this manner the starch serves as a double purpose, promoting the add of the lubricant rapidly breaks down the tablet of granules, and the starch mix active ingredient disintegrate the tablet into smaller particles. So disintegration action, this have to be dried form you have to add in both the cases. When you are adding as a binder, we have to see in the previous slide, you have to make it into paste and you can as a binder. Coloring agents. Coloring is compressed tablet serves function that than made dosage form more aesthetic in the appearance. Colors helps the manufacturer to control the product during the preparation as well as serves as a means of identifying for the user also. So that's why if there is many products, they used to give different slight color to identify and to make the before packing. It should not be having any variation or any type of discrimination or changes should be done by the operator or by means of pharmacist also. So they are making it color for identification also. All colors used in pharmaceuticals must be approved by the certified by the Food and Drug Administration, and approved color should be used. Allura red, food radiate, eosin, Y, erythrocin, yellow, orange 5, tartacin, brilliant blue, FCFF, etc. can be used. And flavoring, sweetening agent, in chewable tablet, artificial sweet agents may be included, mannitol or lactose, even cyclamates, either alone or in combination with saccharin, were used widely. Thank you for being with me, and I have given the lecture in tablet the most, and still there is tablet. We have coating is also left, and when I get time I will record or I will lecture about coating, because coating is also a vast chapter regarding sugar coating and film coating, and what all the parameters and how the coated tablets have been evaluated, also very important. Some of the things and some of the parameters, not very detailed on a degree level. Some I will make the I will find a time and to give you the lecture. Thank you very much, and please listen to my lecture and try to subscribe and to support me, and also make your comments, and any type of lecture you need you can mail me, and so that if I am ready to serve you my students which are from Ethiopia and from India even, and wherever the students are requested, I can give you the lecture up to my level. Thank you.